Welcome to We're Watching Reality TV. My name is Wanda,
And I'm Chris.
and we are reviewing Traitors, season 4, episode 2.
Episode 2. And who are we? What's our name?
We're watching reality TV.
There we go. Ha
All
All right.
right, so
So, um, no banter.
I was getting ready to jump into the episode.
Okay. I mean, but people want banter.
I don't know what banter to do. I don't even know what you're talking about. Listen,
You said you don't know what banter is?
I know what banter is,
Hold on. What
but
do
I'm
they
saying
say?
I don't have any for you today.
Yeah. How do they say it in London?
I don't know.
Banter, banter,
I don't think they say it like that.
banter,
I don't think that's what they say.
banter, banter. Whatever. Okay. I've done enough.
Yes, you've done enough. That was your banter.
There we go.
All right. So, can we get into the episode?
Yes.
All right.
Let's get it.
So, episode starts with the traders at the turret. And they are trying to decide who to kill.
Okay.
Ultimately, they decide on Ian.
And who are traders again?
Our traders are
Candace,
Candace, Rob
Lisa,
R,
right? Rabar,
and Lisa.
Lisa Rinna.
Yes.
And so they got their fancy cloaks on and they're talking about who to get.
Yes. Um, So they decide on Ian.
Poor
And I know poor Ian. I felt so bad. I didn't want them to choose Ian. I wanted them to choose Michael, but anyway.
No, they
But
can't
they
choose
couldn't choose
Michael.
Michael because the secret trader did not have
Yeah.
him on the list.
Michael
So
is not my cup of tea, but he definitely just talks out of turn, which is hilarious to me.
yeah, I think he just does a lot for the show. Anywho, so anyway, they chose Ian.
Hmm.
And the next scene is they're all at breakfast. So, and then, they all come in.
Hmm.
And ultimately, they figure out that Ian was the person who was murdered.
I'm mad.
Yeah. So, and I felt really bad for Ian. I
Yeah.
did. I really wanted Ian to stay.
I think he was sad himself. He was
He
like,
was sad.
I knew it.
He was sad, and I was sad for him.
So, like we talked about this last time, they break up like the gamers and the housewives and all of these people. Um, I don't blame them for that if that's their strategy. I don't know that. Have you noticed a strategy from the traders yet? Sort of. Do
Um,
you see any rhyme or reason to why they put anybody off?
Well, I think that they are trying to get rid of all the smart people.
Right.
That's what it is. And Rob said, Ian's like a genius or whatever.
Yep.
So he was trying to just trying to eliminate all the folks that they think are going to be the best players,
That's interesting.
and that's a good strategy.
It is. It's interesting that two of the smart people they considered probably the most threatening are gamers. But then you think about the rest of the gamers: Jam Jam, um, Tiffany, Natalie. So I guess if you're thinking about it and you want to get rid of the smart people, it makes sense to go after the gamers because they're smart enough and have been through this before.
Yeah, yeah, and they're strategic thinkers,
Yeah.
so it just makes sense.
All right. Has anybody
So
else done that? I wonder. Let us know if anybody else has done that. Because
yeah,
I'm sure they have, but I don't know.
yeah, but I was just sad that Ian was the first to go.
Yes.
Like I said, they could have gotten rid of one of the annoying players first, but I guess, anyway. So they get rid of Ian, he's gone. And so, they're having their regular sort of after breakfast. bre- People break up into groups and they're talking before the mission. And um, as they're all talking, Portia makes the mistake of saying that she killed Ian, and Ron and some others pick up on it. Ron, Donna, and Michael
Hmm.
pick up on her saying that. And, Ron right away was like, "Oh," and they're like, "Did she slip up?" You know? And then I'm thinking to myself, but Michael, who calls himself like an honorary housewife, should know Portia says things sometimes and she slips up. That's what she does. It's a part of her personality. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I guess from seeing her on TV for years, I wouldn't take her saying that as, an admission of actually being a traitor. But at any rate, um, Ron takes it to heart, of course, and Donna and Michael. And then
So hold up, before we move on though, with Portia, and you said that you take the fact that she said like we, um, like she was part of the traders. Would you take anybody that says that as being a traitor just because they said it?
well, I think it would depend on who it was, and I can I understand Ron taking that stance because he doesn't know her.
Yeah.
So if you don't know her, then it makes sense. But for someone who does, know the housewives like Michael says he does, then if he knows the history of the housewives, then he should know that Portia, you know,
Yeah, I don't know. I think
might say some things that she don't mean.
I think that if you are a trader, you are going to be so cognizant of the fact that you don't want to give yourself away, that you will not slip up and say those things.
Yeah,
You probably won't even mention to the best you can and the most you can that anybody was murdered for fear of slipping up and saying something
right,
like we.
right,
So I don't know that. I mean, I don't know that you take that and run with it as much. I don't blame Ron for running with it just because he thought he had something.
right,
But in hindsight, it's like people say stuff all the time.
right,
So
right. So they decide they move on. After that, Ron puts that in his pocket. It's his evidence of now I think I've got a traitor.
hmm
And so they move on to go out to do the mission. And the mission is in this mission, three people are going to start out on these throne chairs. And Tiffany, Candace, and Caroline start. They're going to have to go through three checkpoints. At each checkpoint, they're going to have to find money in bags or golden bags.
hmm
And then they're going to have to find these shield coins. And whenever you find a shield coin, you can put that shield coin in the box on the throne, and the person who's sitting on the throne is going to get up and you take their seat. And the last three people are going to be safe from murder.
right.
So what starts out with Tiffany, Caroline, and Candace in the chairs. And the team, runs out to the first checkpoint. Monet finds a coin and gives that coin to Lisa. Stephen finds a coin. He gives his coin to Dorinda. And Tiffany ends up staying, on the throne. And the team gathers $8,000 on their first stop. So the first stop was successful. And Monet and Stephen don't get it. Well, Stephen said that his mother would not be happy if he got in the chair in the throne seat and was pushed along and had I guess had the women pushing him or whatever. And Monet was like, I'm too big to get in there, like let somebody small do it. So that's why he gave up the coin, the token. And it made sense because they have a race. They have to get back to the castle in 45 minutes, and Alan is not giving them any clues about the time. So they have to keep their own time. So it's in their best interest to move as fast as they can.
Yep.
So the second stop, Stephen finds another coin. This time he gives the coin to Caroline. And Maura found a coin and she took Dorinda's place. And then they left the second stop before they got the $8,000. I guess they were taking too long to find find the coins, and Natalie said, "Come on," and so they left. Natalie is very much take charge when it comes to these missions.
Hmm.
She is
That's
on it.
that's that survivor in her.
It is,
That's that
and she
survivor
is
gamer.
all the way giving instructions and like barking orders.
Yep.
So, they leave and they go on to their third stop. And when they get to the third stop, now this is the where it got a little funny to me. Colton found a coin,
Yep.
and Colton took Lisa up. He did not give his coin to somebody else. He took the spot himself so that he could save himself. Rob, on the other hand, gave his coin to Jam Jam, um, which I don't know. I guess you could say maybe that was a little suspicious if you were thinking, well, why does Rob think that he's safe enough to give somebody else the coin?
Right.
So that could be a thing. But nobody seemed to question it. Certainly not Jam Jam.
No.
Jam Jam gets in the throne seat. He gets Mora out of the seat and he takes her place. And Mora, of course, is irritated. And Michael sees like what's going on, and he's like, "Wait a minute, wait a minute." Of course, Jam Jam has already put the shield coin in. And Michael like wants to argue about it. I thought we would have more conversation and more debate. And it's just like, why would you have more conversation and debate? Why are you debating? What are we debating? Who said that these shield coins are up for debate
Right.
or that somebody else should give? And he's like, basically, like, I thought, if you felt vulnerable or whatever, like, everybody's vulnerable. What are you talking about? The only people who aren't vulnerable are the traitors.
Right.
So I don't know why he thought Jam Jam should not use it and give it to him. I don't know.
Yeah, I
So
don't know
anyway.
if he thought that Jam Jam should give it to him directly or there should be some discussion about it. But it's almost like he wants to have some fairness where there isn't really any fairness unless you just are like Rob, who Rob R, right?
Mhm.
Who just wants to give away the coin for no reason. And I think Rob R can get away with giving away that coin.
Yeah, but I think Rob probably gave away the coin just because, like Steven gave it away. I'm not gonna get in here and let you push
Oh,
me. That might have been it. I mean, I don't. He didn't say that, but he, I don't think he was like feeling like. I don't think he was trying to portray himself to be, other anything other than who he is, right? I just, I don't think he was. I don't think it was necessarily suspicious, I guess,
no,
because I've seen Rob on other shows. So
right.
so having seen Rob on Love Island, I don't think it's suspicious that he gave Jam Jam the coin. And he probably thought Jam Jam, he wanted it, so he gave it to him. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he said it. He saw him with these puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, Jam
But
Jam was looking at him, and he felt bad for him, so he gave him the coin.
yep.
That was it.
And I think that even if you haven't seen Rob, the way that he comes across in this show is perfect for being a traitor, I think, because everything seems so nonchalant to him,
Mhm.
right? He wants to win everything just because he wants to win everything. He doesn't care about stuff, at least so they think, because he doesn't care about stuff. He comes, he goes, man, it's Rob R. He doesn't care. Why am I going to think of him as a traitor?
Right.
Even if he's doing stuff like almost insinuating that he's safe. Because I'm with Colton and Yam Yam, Jam Jam, Yam Yam, Jam Jam, with the fact that yeah, I want the coin so that I don't have to worry about getting murdered. Rob R doesn't care about that,
Right.
and it suits him, and it fits the show. And I don't think anybody is any the wiser.
Yeah.
If somebody else did it, they would be. If Michael Rappaport did it,
Yeah.
everybody would be alert, alert. Why did he give away the coin?
Right.
But
Right.
Rob R, meh, who cares?
Yeah. So, um, they get back to the castle within actually they got back 10 minutes early. So they made really good time. And the three people who were on the thrones when they got back was Jam Jam, Colton, and Caroline. So those were the three people that were safe from murder.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they get back in the house and they're back to having discussion in small groups.
Right.
Um, Donna is sitting with Monet, Rob C, Ron, and someone was asking her like who does she think the traitors were. Of course, she wasn't really given much about who she thought the traitors were. Um, and then she and Ron, start talking, and they of course talk about Portia.
Right.
Um, and
Yeah.
Donna's name is also coming up, in different pockets around the castle
It's
with
being
people who are
circulated.
talking. Um, and then Portia, of course, is sitting there talking again. And here she goes again, making a mistake. And she says that there are four traitors. And she's like, aren't there four traitors, right? And everybody's looking, and Ron, of course, is looking again, like, there she goes again. That's
Mhm.
another piece of evidence um, in a very Ron voice. There's another piece of evidence. Um, and so, it's just like, and it is weird, right? Because I don't know that there's ever been four traders. So why is she thinking there are four traders?
I don't know. Usually there's one that gets picked up along the way, right?
But that's usually after
After somebody's
somebody's
gone.
gone,
Right.
right? It's usually there are three traders, and when one of them gets voted out, they have to choose another person, but they don't ever have four at once.
Yeah.
So it is weird that she said four.
Well,
That's a little suspicious.
that's what she said. She said,
That's what she
Jake says
said.
four.
And it's suspicious that she knows that.
And everybody glommed onto it.
Yeah.
Probably because of what she said with all the wheeze
Yeah.
before, right?
Right. Right. So
Did she say only we, or did she say I also?
she said, I don't know whether she said, I think she said I.
I thought she did too.
Yeah, I think she said I. And I could see her saying that because I think if she had said if I or if I was a traitor, I would have da 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 da.
Right.
But she
That's a
didn't
whole
say
different
that, right?
whole
She
different
just
statement.
said I.
Yeah.
So
So
anyway,
she kind of did herself
she did.
dirty.
She did. She did. I mean, that was her. But so next they go to the round table.
Hmm.
And first everybody's like silent for a while. And
They
then
always start like that.
yeah, they
Have you
do.
noticed? I don't know whether it's editing or whether that's just what they do, but it's like everybody's waiting for the first person to say something.
Yeah, yeah. So Natalie, of course, speaks up and she first, addresses the fact that she thinks it's Donna, that
Hmm.
Donna's a traitor. And then, Michael, of course, starts with his foolishness with Jam Jam. And he starts going on about the coin and all of that stuff,
Hmm.
like, and thinking Jam Jam's a traitor, and he's got his little song, and
No,
he's just doing a
I didn't
lot.
get to the song yet.
Did he not?
No.
No, okay, sorry, jumping ahead. But yeah, he's carrying on about him being a traitor,
Yep.
and so it's just like it's just foolishness. I mean, because nobody else is on the Jam Jam train but him,
I just think it's hilarious because he don't know nothing from nothing but spouting everything like it's facts.
right?
He is hilarious. Oh my goodness. He is so funny. So
Yeah. So then Ron lays out his evidence against
and
Portia.
he did a good
And he
job
did a good
of
job.
laying out his
He
evidence.
did. He did a really good job of laying out his evidence. I expected Portia to come back harder or something, but she kind of
No.
just sat there and sort of like she didn't do too much.
But see, Portia's not Phaedra.
Yeah.
I don't know that too many people are Phaedra.
Yeah. But no, but the housewives they
I
have
know they
a
go back and forth,
they
but
can they can talk.
they they're not Phaedra. Phaedra was a beast. And she would have talked her way out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. But At any rate, Portia just kind of took it on the chin. And I think like she didn't realize that she had made those slip ups.
No,
And nobody called her on it or even brought it to her attention when she said it.
no.
So that, makes it very difficult because no one said to her, "Hey, you know what you just said, right?"
Yeah,
And if they maybe had brought it to her attention the first time, then she might not have had that second slip up.
right.
But the other thing was Michael did the same thing at the table and everyone heard him
Mm-hmm.
at the table. And it's sort of like, sort of kind of got glossed over. I mean, they brought it up. They did say, well, we
Jam
heard you
Jam
say,
did.
Jam Jam said, well, I think Eric also addressed it. Like a few of them did,
Right.
they addressed
It
it,
was Jam Jam.
but they still moved on and they were able to accept Ron's argument about Portia being a traitor. And
Yeah.
so,
See, and that's one of my things, right? Like, why? Why? Because she did it, does it carry more weight than if someone else did it? That's like, because all of this to me, right, is a big sociology experiment. And so it's like, why believe one person and not believe another? And so that's the question that I have to ask myself. I'm not saying there's an answer, but she made the same slip up that Michael Rappaport made. Michael Rappaport made it in the heat of the battle where you would expect for somebody to make a slip up, not just in normal conversation. And and it came up by a couple of people, but it was just washed aside to me just as quick. And the focus was right back on Portia.
I think also Michael is loud and Michael has a lot of deflection and misdirection and shenanigans,
Yeah.
just a lot of foolishness. And so, with him doing all that he was doing, and he was doing a lot, and then arguing with Jam Jam and just doing the most, the absolute most, um, I think it kind of just glossed over it. You know what I'm saying? Like it just sort of overshadowed the mix up with him because he was just doing too much of other things and going back and forth with people. Like he was doing a lot.
Yeah, but to me that makes you look more guilty.
Well, the thing about him is they keep saying, is he just
It's
like
just
an
Michael
over the
Rappaport.
top, basically an over the top traitor or just a bad
He's
faithful?
from New York.
Right. Like, is he just an over the top or is he just a bad faithful? And because they're
They
like,
call
if
him
he was a traitor, would a traitor do all this? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of attention that you bring into yourself. So I think that's the other thing about him because he is so loud and he is so much. People are like, well, is he a traitor? Like, he's doing too much.
Yeah,
Like, I think it's plausible that he could be, but he's doing a lot. He really is. And
yeah.
as a trader, like you don't want to bring too much attention to yourself,
Ideally, but
ideally. But
and it could be that back to the whole Portia saying the me's and the we's and the I's and Rappaport saying it. It could be that they were just like, all right, we'll take care of Portia tonight and come back and take care
right,
of
right.
Michael in the next vote.
Yeah. And that could have been a thinking
Right.
too. Because some people do believe he's a traitor. Some
Yeah.
people believe Donna's a traitor.
Yep.
So that could be the case that they figure like those are our traders and we just gonna take care of this one today and we'll get to the other ones.
Later.
So at any rate, they have the vote and Donna gets a good number of votes. Michael gets some votes.
Hmm.
And ultimately Portia is banished
Yep.
and she stands up and she tells everybody that she is a faithful and Ron sort of like looks like he's
He is
crumbling
distraught.
because he has been the demise of Portia. And, other people are like, I knew she wasn't a traitor.
Yeah. All the normal stuff
And
that
Candace
happens.
tried to defend her
She
as
did.
a person who knows her. But it didn't work.
And she said what you said basically, right? That if you know her, she makes these kinds of slip ups.
Yeah, she says things. I mean,
Right.
she has a famous slip up about the Underground Railroad.
I don't remember that, but
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Like she thought it was a real
Oh goodness
train.
gracious.
Like it's a real yeah. So, anywho, if you know the history, then you
And it
know.
wasn't a real dream.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was the real train, sure. So anyway,
Harriet Tubman
um,
wasn't a real conductor on a real train.
no, not so much.
Oh wow.
So Portia ends up leaving, and then of course, there's all the sadness that they've now lost a second faithful because Ian's gone, and now Portia is gone.
I voted a pretty lady out. That's what
Yep,
Ron
and
said.
that's what Ron said, and his voice is
I
just
tried to do it like he does. I
hilarious.
can't do his
Like
voice.
his commentary is just crazy funny.
So I said Poison was one of my favorites. Ron, he takes over from her because he is hilarious. All his stuff is hilarious.
Yeah. And one of the votes I couldn't believe though was Lisa.
But
I'm like, Lisa, how are you gonna vote for a housewife? Y'all are supposed to stick together. And I
right,
know she's a traitor, but still.
yeah, they usually do. But that bit them in previous seasons.
Yeah,
Right.
but still, there were other options. There was Michael and there was Donna. You didn't
Yeah,
have to
she
vote for
didn't have to do
Portia.
that.
I mean, Portia probably still would have got voted off anyway, but still, I mean,
It was only
just
a one
saying.
vote difference, if I remember correctly.
Was it?
I think so.
Oh, well,
One or two, so it would have been different or tied.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So anyway,
oh,
so
there's one other thing about Ron, which I also appreciate about him, is that he seems to be taking this thing seriously,
yeah, I mean, I
right?
think they all are.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I know. I think he's playing seriously and taking it seriously. Some of these people are here just to be here, and I don't want to say it that way. Not just to be here, but their effort isn't going to be the greatest when it comes to this. Just think of when all three of them got on those thrones at the beginning,
Hmm.
and Candace was like, "Oh, if I can just sit here for the whole ride," which I thought was crazy. You're not going to sit there if you start
Well,
out for the
Candace
whole
is
ride.
not a outdoor girl,
and
so
and not do nothing.
uh,
Her and Tiffany said that.
well, Candace is not an outdoor girl. So here's the thing: it's not that she doesn't take the game seriously. She don't like running around outside.
To,
If they were running around inside, perhaps she would have been feeling a little different.
to
But
me,
running around outside, that is not her
to me
thing.
that's taking the game seriously though.
Well, I
You
think
know when you get on here,
I
you're
think
gonna
she
be
takes the
outside doing
strategy.
some stuff.
I think she takes the strategy seriously. I think she doesn't like outside, like out playing out, running out, doing all that. It's
Okay.
not her thing.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that. But
so yeah. So then they get in the traders get instructions that there's going to have to be a murder in
yeah,
plain sight.
in plain sight.
So they've got to find this tarot card in a picture.
Oh jeez.
And so now they have to have some misdirection.
Goodness
And
gracious.
Candace decides to have a conga line,
Oh my
which
goodness.
I guess did not come off as strange to anybody. And I guess because everybody was still sort of reeling from having voted off a or banished a faithful. So folks got in line and did the little line with her. So they had a good time.
I thought that was the silliest thing
It
ever.
was, but Candace is a little over the top.
And when she said it like she expected a light bulb to appear over her head. I got it. A conga line. Like what?
I
That's
think,
your distraction?
well, it was a distraction and it worked.
It did
It
work.
did work. They did the conga line and Rob
Would it have worked on
immediately.
you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that I probably would have been like, what?
We doing what?
Why are we doing this?
What?
But
Who does a conga
yeah,
line?
but Candace and it worked and she did it.
Okay.
So Candace did the conga line. Folks followed right along with her.
Mm, mm,
It
mm,
worked because
mm,
they were able to
mm,
get the
mm,
people
mm,
out of the
mm,
kitchen.
mm,
Rob was
mm,
able to get the card
mm,
from behind the picture,
mm.
and he and Lisa were able to like sit down and pretend to play chess, which was a really good
I thought
idea,
that was slick.
and it gave them some time to talk. Um,
And who came up with that? Rob.
yeah,
Rob again is also playing this game. He's showing himself to be very cunning in situations because to think to play chess and then to label the pawns as the cards and be like, which one do you want to move or which one
yeah,
do you start with in terms of that being the one?
yeah,
I was like, okay, I see you. It's pretty slick.
yeah. They did a good job. And they made a good choice because the funniest thing was at the same time while they're playing and trying to figure out who they wanna murder that night, Candace is in the room with Rob
Hmm.
C,
Yep.
and Rob C is saying, "I think there's
I
gonna
think
be a
there's gonna
murder
be
in
murder.
plain sight." And he's telling I think he was telling Tiffany, I think it was, "Don't don't let anybody touch you, like,
Yeah.
because they might wanna touch you or do something like that, because that's how they get you." And because
Yeah.
he knows these games.
Yeah. And
Um,
he's seen it before. I think the
yeah,
problem was
he
he thought it was going to be like before, like a touch or a drink or
right.
something, when it was really just the execution of something when people are supposed to be milling around the house or doing it in
Mhm.
private so that no one can catch them.
Right.
So I think now that's something else that'll be put into the memory banks and it'll expand the way that people think about murders in plain sight, not as you getting something or something being done to you, but an activity that needs to get carried out. I think
Yeah.
they did that in the
That it could be
previous
either
season.
way. Yeah.
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 But
Um,
it was still he was still on it.
yeah,
And what I didn't know is he also mentioned and it's probably a good thing that he was in the pack, but he mentioned to Candace and well he asked her, "Did you start the conga line?"
he
And she
did
was
ask
like,
her.
"Yes." And I was like, "Ooh, if he
Yeah.
puts two and two together,
Yeah, and I
be
did
like,
hear
that's a distraction."
I did hear because he did say something about I think he said
He
something
says
about
about it being a
distraction.
distraction.
Yeah, yeah, and when he said that and then asked her, like, in the next breath,
Hmm.
and she was like, "Yeah, not you asking me.
Right.
What am I getting ready to do?"
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah, that was something else, and, that was good, and I was looking forward to seeing more of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at any rate, they decide who they want to murder.
Hmm.
Candace does not know
No,
who's getting murdered.
she doesn't.
Um, and so, you know, um, but she's on to him. So, um, that's sort of how it goes off.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much the end, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
after that, everybody, you hear the gongs or whatever it is, and everybody's supposed to go to sleep. Um, and the decision's already been made, so there's no meeting in the turret, right?
Right. Right.
Cool.
Um, yep. So that was the end of episode 2.
Yeah, episode two.
Yep.
Sweet. In the bag. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the notification bell stuff, leave some comments.
Yeah.
Like,
And and give us a hype if you have any left.
oh, I don't even know what a hype is. Look at her. She know what she doing. Sweet. So we done?
Yep, that's
All
it.
right, let's wrap it up. Episode two, season 4. Peace. We out of here. You gonna say bye?
Bye.